Makah, Abanaw Yahweh, Bashemaya, Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Giving all praises to Abanaw Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Say, Yabarakatah, Yasha'Allah. This video I'm doing is going to go more into the one I did the other day about being shamefaced. Now in Sirach, out of the Apocrypha, chapter 41, it went into what shamefacedness is and what we are to be ashamed of. Now I'm going to go into Sirach chapter 42, and it talks about the things that we should not be ashamed of. So I'm going to start with Sirach chapter 41, verse 16, just to touch on what was being talked about. It says, therefore, be shamefaced according to my word. So we're supposed to be shamefaced according to the Most High's word, not according to what man tells us to be ashamed of, right? Because man would tell you not to be ashamed to be with a man being with another man or a woman being with another woman. So this is why he say be shamefaced and be ashamed of things according to his word, because it is a shame to be with another man if you're a man, or to be with another woman if you're a woman. So he said, according to my word, for it is not good to retain all shamefacedness, neither is it altogether approved in everything. So being shamefaced is not approved in everything, and vice versa. It's not okay not to be ashamed of things. And that's why I say learn not to wear the heathen, because they will teach you to be ashamed contrary to what the scriptures say. So again, it was saying in Sirach 41 and 16, therefore be shamefaced according to my word. So you're going to get his word now to see what it means, the things we should not be ashamed of. Sirach 42 and we started at verse 1. Says, of these things be not thou ashamed. See? So we went into chapter 41 and it told us what to be ashamed of. These are the things we should not be ashamed of. Sirach 42:1, of these things be not thou ashamed, and accept no person to sin thereby. So what this is saying to me is, don't let people tell you what to be ashamed of, what not to be ashamed of, but the word of the Most High. Because if you let people tell you what to be ashamed of and what not to be ashamed of, you sin. And just like I was saying, they say that you shouldn't be ashamed to be a homosexual or a lesbian, but the Most High says that it's wrong. So that's something we should be ashamed of. All right. Verse 2. Of the law of the Most High. So these are the things we should not be ashamed of. Of the law of the Most High and his covenant. So we're not to be ashamed of that. And of judgment to justify the ungodly. So we're not supposed to be ashamed of the judgments that the Most High gives down so we can judge the ungodly, right? Or we're not supposed to be ashamed of his judgments, because they'll try to justify the ungodly, just like I was saying. They'll say it's okay to be a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? Being ashamed of the Most High's laws, like, well, it's America, we're free, this and that, God didn't make no mistake and all that, you know. But the Most High say, do not be ashamed of my judgments, and thereby justifying the wicked, right? Verse 3, it said, not to be ashamed of again. It said, of reckoning with thy partners and travelers, or of the gift of the heritage of friends, or exactness of balance and weights, or of getting much or little, and of merchants indifferent selling, of much correction of children, and to make the side of the evil servant to bleed. Sure keeping is good where an evil wife is, and shut up where many hands are. Deliver all things in number, and wait and put all in writing, that thou givest out or receivest in. So that's the thing he's talking to. Don't be ashamed of keeping a record. See that? Don't be ashamed. Like if you are, let's say you're a landlord, that's something you need to keep record of in case something happens where you have to go to court. You have proof where you can justify yourself, and or let's say the other way, if you're a tenant and you're dealing with a landlord, you have records, receipts showing that you paid your rent. So that's something that would help you out. It says, be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish, and the extreme age that contendeth with those that are young. Thus shalt thou be truly learned and approve of all men living. Right? And I think, let me see. Yeah, Con. I think that was the end of that point about things we shouldn't be ashamed of. But I just wanted to do that to make the comparison as far as things we should be ashamed of and things we should not be ashamed of. And it tells you don't be ashamed of the Most High's judgment. So that's telling you, in a nutshell, don't be ashamed of the Most High's laws and commandments, right? Don't let people get you to go against these things and thereby, uplifting them or justifying them. Because if they're doing wicked, because you can't justify them, because that would be you going against the Most High's law, and that would be you being ashamed. It doesn't matter if they're a friend, family, you know what I'm saying, your wife, your husband, whoever. If you justify them doing wickedness or doing wrong, then that's going against the Most High. That's speaking contrary of him. And this is why it says we are supposed to only, I don't know the scripture off top, but only supposed to speak on the things that we are ourselves doing. This way, if you speak on something, the person can't try to say you're wrong for trying to tell them that they're going off. But people are always, you got to be perfect as the Most High is perfect. And that's why I say that, because if you're trying to rebuke somebody, you're trying to tell them where they're going off, and you're going off in any way, rest assured that they're going to bring that up. You know what I mean? So we just got to try our best to, walk in the spirit, follow the Most High, let the Quadash Rawak lead us, and that's all I can say about that. I just wanted to bring that out. Say shalom. Most God bless.